Small to begin tonight. They generally do, but I'm just checking things. Well, you don't know who counts and who doesn't, but so actually we do not. We just don't have a minion yet. We're getting there. No,
Don't do that.
Anyway, so since then, it's just.
You aren't Jewish yet.
You remember when people counted this way?
When people counted what?
They counted first for guys, and if they did, we had to take that.
Oh,
That's a remembrance of my child.
oh, that's funny. No, I never had that. But that's pretty
People
funny.
were counting, and they go this way, and then
That's
they.
pretty funny.
I hate to choose which hats, but I
We're one away. We'll get it before the still very odd because we've had we've been packed. Yes, we don't. We're still working on the.
But guess what's
You will probably get a lot of invitations, but you would have to go first night. Second night's pretty full.
There's another year to
All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin a tad late. We are going to start on page 5 tonight. Shiru Ladonai Shir Hadash Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo Basru Miyom Yeshuato Tzafru V'Goyim Ke'evodo B'Kol Ha'amim Niflochav Ki Adonai Let's go to page 12. Rodenu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachatu We're going to be on page 13. Needs more than David, Abul Adonai Nemi, Abul Adonai, Kabul Baos, ay, Abul Adonai, Kevon Shelo Ishtach, Abul Adonai, Be'adrat Kodesh, Adonai, Amayim, Hakalo Yirim, Adonai, Amayim Rabim, Ko Adonai, Bakoa, ay, Adonai, Be'adar, Ko Adonai, Shomer Barazim, Vaishamer Adonai, El Arze Halbadon, Ayar Kirem Kemoteyer, Lebanon, Besirion, Kemon, Re'emi, ay, Adonai, Kotel Adon, Adonai, Yatil Libar, Yahil Adonai, Libar Kadesh, Adonai, Yeholet Vayalo, Vayecheso, Ye'ehado, Umechalo, Ulapo Merkava, ay, Adonai, Lama Huyashava Yishev, Adonai, Melech Le'olam, Adonai, Yos, Hey, Lechadoti, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Nekavela, Shamor v'Zachor b'Dibor Echad, Ishmianu El Hamyuchad, Adonai Echad, Usheko Echad, Shemu Tiferet V'Lichila, Lechadoti, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Nekavela, Likrat Shabbat, Reuven Echad, Ki Vekor HaBeracha, Merosh Mikedem Nezucha, Soma Aseba Machava Tequila, Lechadoti, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Nekavela. Bottom 17. Yamin Smoti, Foti Vete, Adonai Taharitzi, Amrianis Ben Parti Veni, Svecha Ben Agila, Lechadoti, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, And we say to any mourners in our midst, may God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. All right, we may be seated, page 19. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר תעשך, ואמונתך בעליון, עלי יעזור עליך, עלי היום לכינון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. Continue our own 19 and 20. Tzadika tamar yifrach, ka'erez b'Lebanon yizkeh, shetulim b'nei Adonai b'chatro, Eloheinu yafrichu, Yenuv Beseva, Deshenim Verananim, Yehu Lehoim, Ki Ashara Zuri Velo Lavesh and Hayazika Zar, Aftikon Tevelbati Mod, Nachon Kisachad Nead Lamata, Nasuzero Paronai, Nasuzero Kolam, Isuzero Koyam. Nikolomai, Mayim Rabim Adirim, Mishpereyam, Adir Marom, Adonai, Elotecha, Nemenu Beno, Vetecha Nama, Koresh Adonai, Leorech Yomim. Please rise briefly for the Baruch Hu, the call to prayer. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach. May be seated, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Asher Kivaro Marim Arabim. Riyam v'layla, Kolela mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Riyam v'layla, V'ti ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai tzod shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid imloch, aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'ravim. 24. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Am ha'aveta, page 25. Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha bechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anuchi mitzavecha hayom levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'shachmecha u'b'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'tavtam ha'mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha.
L'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'echem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Le'od lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 32. Machuto rotzum kibelehem l'shiv v'eshel chanashira b'simcha rabah v'yamru kulam. Lai 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 mi chamocha v'elim Adonai mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh Torah tehilot oseh felech Torah tehilot oseh felech Adonai Eloheinu Machutecha ra'u banecha וכאדם לפני משה זה אלי אנו ואמרו זה אלי אנו ואמרו אדוני Yaakov, Ruach Chazak Mimenu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Kol Yisrael. Ashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu L'Shalom, Echadiyenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu L'Shalom. Ushmor Tzeitzenu Sukkot Shlomecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Amarei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'Kol Yisrael, V'Al Yerushalayim. Please rise, page 34. Vikra Shemei Rabbi Yamani Brach Yirutei Mechmogutei
Bracha Yechol Yomechol Uchayim Lechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala Uizman Karim
Meru
Amen
Yahei
Shmei Rabbi Barach Le'olam Le'olam Maya Yibarach
Yibarach Vishtabach Vibargaram Vinase Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shnei Kudisha Le'lam Mikol Berchata V'Shirata
Tush Bechata V'Nechemata Damiran Be'alma
Meru
Amen.
Private Amidah, pages 37 through 48. Oh, say shalom Roma, Uya say shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kol Yisrael, Be'al Kol Yisrael, Oh, say shalom Roma, Uya say shalom Aleinu, Be'al Kol Yisrael, Be'al Kol Yisrael, Amen. All right, page 49, my band tefillah, Paul. Why don't you come up and lead us in that?
Kaddish afterwards also?
Yes.
Looks right here. Vayechulu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzevaham vayechal Elohim bayom hashvihi melachto asher asa vayishpot bayom hashvihi mikol melachto asher asa Vayavarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi'i Vayikadesh oto Ki vo shavan mikol melachto Ki vo shavan mikol melachto Asher bara Elohim Asher bara Elohim la'asot Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Kodei Shamayim va'aretz, Hamagein Avod b'davaro, Hamechaye Meitim, B'ma'amaro, Ha'el HaKadosh she'en kamo Ha'meniach le'amo V'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratza le'aniach lahem Kivam Ratza le'aniach lahem Lefanav na'avod be'yira v'fachad V'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid Me'ein habrachot El hoda'ot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat U'mvarech Shavi U'meniach b'kdusha le'amedu shnei oneg Zecher Lamaseh Bereshit Elohim Elohei Avoteinu Retzevim Nuchateinu Kadeshenu B'mitzvotecha V'tein chalkeinu B'toratecha Sabeinu mitubecha V'samachenu b'shuatecha V'taher libeinu Le'ovdecha Ve'emet, ve'emet, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha, ve'emet. V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava uv'ratzon, b'ahava uv'ratzon, Shabbat kodecha, ve'yanu chuva, Yisrael, Yisrael, mekadesh shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Yikadol v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamati b'chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechonu v'yomechonu, v'chayedecho bein Yisrael, Bagala bizman kari v'yimaru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam le'ol be'omaya yiparach, yiparach v'yishtabach, v'yipor v'yifromam v'yinasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalel shemei dekudsha b'richu, le'lamin kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'oma v'imaru, Amen. Tikabel tzolot hon v'adhon b'chol Yisrael, kadam avon divishmaya v'imaru, Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru, Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imaru, Amen. Thank you.
All right, so we have a special moment tonight. And Irina is going to come up and receive her Hebrew name. It's your Holy Torah, so I forgot to tell you. I'll leave it for this. And we're going to rise because we're going to open the ark. We're going to take the Torah out. Because believe it or not, come all the way up here. Despite all that's going on in the Jewish world, people want to join our people. Amazing. Irina also has.
Welcome.
All right, so very exciting. Straight out like that. Very good. All right, and so. Irina, holding the Torah as you were there once before at Mount Sinai. Every Jewish soul that was ever born was there at Mount Sinai too, but you're taking it back today. And so at this moment, accepting that covenant, we recall the words of Ruth. If you repeat these after me, wherever you go, I will go.
Wherever you go, I will.
Wherever you lodge, I will lodge.
Wherever you lodge, I will lodge.
Your people will be my people,
Your people will be my people,
and your God, my God.
and your God, my God.
All right, so now going to, having done that, I'm now going to grant your Hebrew name in a Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avteinu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Leah Yivarech et Achotenu Miriam Bat Avraham Avinu Vasar Imenu Beroach Chasot Tachanfei Hashchina L'Tapech Nachalat Yisrael Uv'Himnota Al Geriat Tzedek B'Toch Am Elohei Avraham V'Sarah Yiratzon Shetatzlich B'Derka V'Tirei Bracha B'Chol Maseh Yadea V'Nomar Amen. May the Lord bless your ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless Irit, Miriam, who has cast her lot with the people of Israel. May she prosper in all her endeavors. May the work of her hands be blessed. And let us say,
Amen.
Now, there's a few things about Irina and Miriam. First of all, this confuses me further because I often accidentally call her Marina. And so Miriam goes with that as well. But she chose it because Miriam is an amazing person in the Torah, and you share her enthusiasm sort of for life and for Judaism, right? Miriam did a lot of things, but among them, leading the women in dance and song after crossing the sea, and you've brought that same love of Judaism and love of people and inspiration to us. And we're very proud and very honored that you will now just be a Jew in our community. All right, so I'm going to do the priestly blessing now as well. Actually, no, before I do that, we're going to say the Shema together. 1, 2, 3. Shema.
Shema.
Just us two. Just us two. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Shema Yisrael.
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai
Yasher Koach. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Your Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. God's face shine upon you, be gracious unto you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace.
Amen.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov. Mazel tov to you. I'll give you a hug. Make me seated. Very excited. All right. So we go from joy to, well, I don't know exactly what you'd call it, but we're in and under the history portion. We're now going for the next several weeks. We're going to be doing resignation letters.
No, don't do it.
Now, I would say I'm going to start very gently, but I'm going to put, and Karen, you're going to be extra upset. I'm going to start with some context, which is someone who resigned from a different congregation because of me. And some of you have heard, I did read part of this letter at the High Holiday sermon one time. I'm going to read it again, and we get to relive the trauma. Sorry. Anyway, just so you know, because in weeks, people the rabbi is sometimes the reason people leave synagogue. And just so you know, and I'm going to try to protect most of the rabbis here, I'm going to not protect myself in this first letter. All right. Dear Board of Trustees, and Julius in the Board of Trustees, he was the president. This is one letter that we never expected to have to write to you, is to inform you that Rob and I will not be renewing our membership at JFC. That's the name of the congregation. It's called Jewish Family Congregation. And I say was, it doesn't exist anymore. Our decision was not made in haste, nor was it a passionate, thoughtless reaction. The forces that have driven, it was made after painful months of seeing our hopes and expectations torn down one by one, and of watching something precious tear itself to pieces because of one man. The forces that have driven us from our spiritual home are as varied as our personalities and needs, but ultimately our decision was directly influenced by the actions of Rabbi Bloom and by the actions and inaction of many members of the board. I'm not reading the entire thing, but Rabbi Bloom has repeatedly shown by his actions and words that he is unable and or unwilling to work with anyone who stands in the way of his autocratic style of spiritual leadership. Quotes hers. In our opinion, his interactions with the lay leadership of this congregation have not been those of a righteous person. One of the first things we recall about this young man was the little tune he sang about respect. However, he sat back in his office for months and allowed the members of this congregation to attack and vilify each other in his name. It is unthinkable to us that a rabbi would do such an unethical thing. A rabbi, this is all italicized, would have stepped in immediately and attempted to promote an atmosphere of mutual respect. A rabbi would not have waited for the suggestion to come from the president of the congregation. Rabbi Bloom does not realize that respect must be earned. It does not automatically come with a diploma. Rabbi Bloom is right when he says that I cannot accept him. His rigid version of rabbinic leadership is not one that we can respect, nor do we want our children exposed to it. I think that's probably enough. That's the juiciest part. Sorry, hon.
When is that?
This was at my first congregation the letters dated from August of 1996, and it was in Westchester County, New York. And it's still hard to read, and yet it's also kind of funny in retrospect because it's just so over the top.
It was not funny at the time.
Yeah, no, it was not funny at all the time. I mean, it was a miserable experience. It is in no small part why I left the Reform movement and became a conservative rabbi. It was it was a horrible cocktail of me being young and stupid and making too many changes too fast, but also being in a very dysfunctional place. Me being not a good Reform rabbi, not Reform enough at all. Their lack of love for tradition, they want to do everything differently, and some really nasty people in leadership, and not that but a lot of it was just being young and stupid, and that's the way it works. And I learned a lot from it, and a lot of my career was impacted by that, and the way I function as a rabbi was impacted by that. I think that this is the problem. 90% of the congregation would not tell you that was the Rabbi Bloom they knew there, but 10% of them would, and a lot of that 10% were the leaders of the congregation. And it was really painful and really difficult. So some people do resign over the rabbi. And so when I read these letters historically also over what the rabbi did to them or didn't do, I take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes, so I am that person and I'm not that person. But in any case, the one thing I will defend myself in the letter is allowing the congregation to attack and vilify each other in his name. They're arguing about how much they hate me, and others saying, no, he's not so bad. I mean, what am I actually supposed to, how am I supposed to calm that down? Oh, you're both right, anyway. But, so they're gonna get, now, in terms of the congregational letters, I am gonna do a couple tonight, but I'm going to start gently and work our way up to the more difficult ones. Okay.
You're going to not tell us who they are.
Who the...
Anybody.
Yeah, mostly not. These people I will tell because it's so gentle, and you'll see. So one is directed to the executive director, one is directed to the president of the congregation. So one is from 1976, the one to the executive director. Dear Alan, this is to inform you that Erwin and I are resigning from Temple Beth Abraham effective immediately. After giving it much thought this past year, we've decided it would be better for us and our children to join Temple Isaiah in Lafayette. Thank you for all your past courtesies. This is because they lived out there, they moved out there. And this was kind of the beginnings of Temple Isaiah. A lot of people leave for geographical reasons. We're incredibly lucky that not all of them do. We have all kinds of people through the tunnel, some of whom started here and moved there. But particularly, this is a big part of Oakland's history, is that this congregation just declined and declined and declined because most of the Jewish community was moving out through the tunnel. Same thing 10 years later almost, or 9 years later in 1985, addressed to the President Aaron Paul, is with regret that we must announce our resignation as members of Temple Beth Abraham. Our children are now living in Contra Costa and prefer to have us with them for the services, especially during the high holidays. We have had a long association with Temple Beth Abraham. Unfortunately, because of the high cost of membership, it's not possible for us to maintain a status with two temples. Sincerely, Al Simon. The other one was Sharon Tallarico. Tallaricos were she was like secretary, or I don't know if it was her sister, her mom was secretary for like 40 years. Like it wasn't a rotating position. It was like, I don't mean secretary of the office, I mean secretary of the board. And anyway, and I don't know if anyone, were you related to Al Simon in any way? No, not part of. Anyway, so longtime members, they moved out through the tunnel, and just a little bit of East Bay Jewish history, because so many were people moving through the tunnel, and first to Lafayette and Moraga, and then to Danville and San Ramon and Pleasanton, they thought, well, the Jews are gonna permanently flee Oakland and Berkeley, so we should close the Jewish home for parents here and build one out in Danville because it's gonna be much closer to the Jews of the East Bay. Well, demographics are a funny thing. And it is, in fact, not at all close to most of the Jews in the East Bay, and it is a huge problem. They called it wrong, but it's hard to predict. Anyway, these are gentle. They may be the only really truly gentle ones, but one reason people resign, and that's the story for today. And you got a little bonus of Rabbi Bloom hatred. Oh gosh.
The laws was our game.
Yeah. Thank you.
Young rabbi.
Yeah, young Rabbi Bloom. But I was still young Rabbi Bloom even when I got him.
Yeah.
And in Australia and in Rhode Island where I worked after. What were you going to say?
I was going to just
Was the demographic shift the reason why the temples didn't join together to build that Jewish campus where the Mormon temple is now?
I mean, it's why they almost did that. Yeah, they explored a couple times there, where Oakland Hebrew Day School ended up.
Yeah.
Because the demographics were bad, they thought about merging.
Right.
And building a big a campus together.
In some ways, that would have been very nice.
Yeah.
And
I mean, in some ways it would have been. It's hard though. The places are different, and there's enough of us. But you know, if we were to continue to decline, you have to.
Yeah, of course.
Places need to merge. All over the country, people aren't merging. They need to.
Hey, Rabbi, when you're finished with these letters, do you want the stack in my office?
I do.
Well, it's interesting. We will get. Sorry, I digress. But we will get to some complaining about the education at Temple Beth Abraham. But in those cases, this is before Susan and before me. I think they're probably right. I mean, we had 6 directors in 4 years or something, and we had the kids were not learning very much here. They weren't necessarily wrong about that.
Remember, the inverse is true as well. Presently, you got members joining because of Rabbi Bill.
No, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you. And a lot joined Friends of Micah and Jonah too. I'm halfway serious. Anyway, no, thank you. And we all learn from those mistakes. And we did have one member of that congregation come visit an adult education program accidentally. He didn't know I was here as one of the people who was meanest to me. And I said this then in that sermon too. I just immediately melted to spineless. I could barely speak, and these traumas, they stay with you. But the congregation eventually folded and merged back. Well, they merged back from whence they came. They broke off from one synagogue. They never, despite all the other congregations around them growing, they never could. They never did, and so eventually they merged back into the congregation in Richfield, Connecticut, and they had a new name. And the building is now, I don't even know what it is.
Was it preschool for a while or something?
I don't know. It was a restaurant before it was a synagogue. All right, here we go. We're going to rise to the Kiddush, page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shamar kodsho v'aharu ratzonim v'ilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tehilah mikrayei kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidasha Mikol ha'olim v'shagat kodshecha v'yalavu ratzon in chatzanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh Shabbat. Amen. If you are near children, you can put your hands on their heads and bless them with Simcha Elohim, K'Ephraim Levi Menashe, Simet Elohim, Kasar, Rivah Rachel Leah, Yivarech Adonai Yishmerecha, Yer Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yichunecha, Yisah Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yasem Lecha Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and gracious unto you. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace. Amen. 57. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, v'atein gevula le'yotzei b'reshit, shelo asanu k'yoyei haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mizrachot ha'nama, shelo samtelkeinu kahem, v'nor aleinu k'chol ha'olam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishataminu odim, Lifnei melech malchei hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, שאמונות השמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושל יקרו בשמיים ממעם, ושכינת זו בגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשם אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעלה ועל הארץ מתחתינו. כתוב בתורתך לא ימלוך לעולם ועד ונלך בארץ למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו be seated as we lovingly recall the memory of our departed elders and friends. As your sites we observe during the coming week, we're thinking especially tonight of Mildred Adler, Goldie Alper, Maria Balina, Pauline Belzer, Kate Berkovitz, Richard Burson, Robert Bostic, Sophie Breslov, Max Klar, Morris Cohen, Ariel David, Mildred Davis, Morris Davis, Anna Dietz, Leonard Fixler, Sam Frankel, Esther Simi Gold, Miriam Goldberg, Peter Hecht, Jack Helfand, Albert Hyman, Joseph Cantor, Sue Cantor, Ethel Rose Kapler, Frida Katz, Patricia Kepler, Melvin Klein, Morris Lerman, Horace Joseph Marks, Baltazar Pacheco Montesinos, Esther Moravsky, Saul Pierce, Maury Pulse, Bernard Polston, Bernice Ring, Carol Robinson, Carol Rosenberg, Marjorie Rosenberg, David Rosenfeld, Jenny Rosenzweig, Joseph Samuels, Kakumi Satomi, Abraham Lewis Schneider, David Weinstein, Manfred Wildman, Leo Wood, Faye Zasloff, Herman Zatkin, Edith Zuckerberg, and we are in the Shloshim for Benjamin Bloom, Leontine Ruth Rose, and in the Shiva for Jeffrey Klein, the father of Jacob Klein. And we're also in the Shiva for a former member who I did the funeral for this week. Her name is Julie Tarshish. May all their memories be a blessing to us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing our site, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the mourners' Kaddish. Yit Gadal, B'Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divrach Yerutei, Ve'amlich Malchutei, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agalah V'izman Kariv, V'imru, Amen, V'yishmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam V'almei Almaya, Yit Barach, V'yishtabach, V'yit Ba'ar, V'yit Romam, V'yit Naseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemeta Kudashah, La'elam, in Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Damiran V'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shalom, Rabbi Shemaya, V'chayim V'alei Israel. Amen. Say Shalom, V'yamah, V'yamah, Shalom, V'yamah, Amen. Remember the people you come to say Kaddish, who's got some to always say. Amen. We have some announcements. So first of all, Mazel Tov to Miriam Avery on receiving her Hebrew name tonight. Tomorrow, services are at 9:30. After services, Kiddush and Motzi will be in the foyer, and we're going to unveil a new tree of life made in memory of Carol Robinson, who died just a couple of years ago. On Thursday, next Thursday, there's Men's Club Pesach wine tasting at 7 p.m. Email Brian Schwartz to sign up. And next Friday night, there's an all-adult dinner, which has very few sign-ups so far. It's only $15 per person because it's subsidized. Adults of any age can go, but the organizer really wanted an event just for adults, because many of our events are for those, especially for those who don't have kids, it's overwhelming. So this is adults only. So, but sign up, please. We need you, and it's going to be awesome. And it's catered by Eliza. All right. Yeah, that's. Well, there's no, just in case some of my students who are in my introducing class are watching, you got an email today, but there's no class this Sunday. Instead, well, class is at the AMC movie theater in Emeryville. We'll be watching, as will the confirmation class, October 8th, which I highly recommend that all of you see if you haven't already. You only have until next Wednesday to see it.
Unless they extend it again.
They could extend it again, although I doubt it. But they extended it an extra
Did
week.
you say Sunday?
We're Sunday at 7 p.m. is where I'm going. Sunday at 7 p.m. So anyway, but you can go. There's many times that you can go, and there are no protesters at the movie or anything like that.
At least there weren't.
There weren't. Yeah, there weren't last Sunday. There haven't been that I've heard so far. Okay, yeah, that's probably enough for now. We have a closing song. Somebody died this week in the music world. It's a very famous song that you will know. He was born Perry Miller, but he changed his name to Jesse Colin Young. He was the lead singer of the Youngbloods. And they have one big hit that probably all of you know. It's called Get Together, but I learned something really cool about this song, which, I mean, it's very just Jewish or religious or people sort of centered anyway, so it's appropriate, right? Come on, people, now smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. It seems, you know, it was written during a divided time in the country, Vietnam era, which, you know, we barely seems divided compared to what we have today. Like, this dream kind of probably seemed achievable in the late 60s and doesn't at this moment in time. That doesn't mean it never will, but I know it hits differently right now. But here's the cool thing I learned about it. It was released in 1967 and it only made it up to the 64th biggest hit on Billboard. In 1969, there was a public service announcement where it played as the background. The public service announcement was for the National Conference of Christians and Jews. And based on that, it was re-released and hit number 6 on the charts. So, very cool. So it's a very Jewish song and a Christian song too, I suppose. But it makes sense. And yes, please sing along. Love is but the song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains sing, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, and we will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns to us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. From the Psalms there. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, then you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both, it's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Yes, and come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.